The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the producers and/or the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of FRC Media, Bristol Community College, or the City of Fall River.
Happy New Year and welcome to the January episode of TViva, a monthly program for finding out about some of the great things that are going on in Fall River. My name is Patty Rigo. I am the Executive Director of Viva Fall River, an organization that does just that. Talks about all the great events that are happening in our wonderful small businesses and, of course, our terrific community. With me again, thank God, for another year.
Another year I'm here.
I can't believe how we've had 20 episodes. I'm getting ahead of myself. This is my phenomenal co-host, Ashley Okino, Executive Director of the Fall River Arts and Culture Coalition, an open source advocacy organization that promotes all of Fall River's wonderful creative community, provides opportunities, grants, does beautiful murals, quite a few of them in 2023, and just in general just fosters creativity.
We're here for the creative community. And thank you. I'm thrilled to be here. Happy 2024 to
I know,
you.
that's bananas.
I know, another year.
I feel like we're in the future. But yeah, here we are again at the start of another shiny, brand new year filled with possibilities and opportunities and, of course, resolutions. Did you make any?
No, I saw something and I think what speaks to me is the years have to get better, not me.
Ooh, snap.
So I'm going with that. Nothing wrong with me here. It's the years, right?
Yeah, I don't make resolutions. I make casual promises.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, I like that too.
No, I mean, I think, I just make intentions to try harder on things like not working late, not working on weekends, or taking vacations, basically taking care of myself, you know? But the one thing you can count on is that we will be working just as hard, if not harder, to shine a spotlight on Fall River and its residents and our creative community and all the wonderful things so that we get more pride in the city and more visitors to the city. So yeah, we can resolve that.
We can, and that's a good resolution to keep going every year.
Yeah. Yep. Just get up and do it again. And speaking of community, there is quite a few things going on in January. I
mean, thought it was going to be a quiet month.
Not a sleeper month, so don't hibernate. There's still some great events that are taking place and lots of things I want to get for you to talk about. So let's get into it while the year is still young. So going back to resolutions, because that is the theme, one of the most popular resolutions is obviously eating better. Yeah. And one of the best ways to do this is incorporating fruits and vegetables and fresh produce into your diet. And you can get those at the city's Winter Farmers Market every Friday from 11 to 2 at Carlin and Medeiros Towers, which is over on Robeson. And that market accepts SNAP and HIP, WIC coupons, senior discount coupons. And then there's also a Winter's Farmers Market that I just learned about. It's the Barboza Family Farm, and that's at 220 Johnson Street. And that's every Wednesday from 2 to 6. So for those of you that can't get out during the day, this is great after work. Fresh veggies and eggs and some hand-knitted clothing items and knitted dolls.
I love it.
And they basically accept whatever kind of currency you have. SNAP, HIP, WIC, credit cards, Apple and Google Pay, no buttons. So basically you have no excuses not to get your fresh produce from a wonderful source.
And does SNAP and some of the other benefits, do they still reward people for eating healthy?
Yes,
they do. Great.
I don't know the exact particulars.
Yeah.
But if you spend your some of your allotment there, they actually credit you back or something. So it's basically like getting free vegetables.
So it's just another reason to eat healthy.
Yes. Yep. And then the companion to eating better is usually exercising more or at all. And while this won't provide you with the opportunity to actually exercise, it may give you some inspiration. The Police Athletic League on Franklin Street is hosting the 2024 Southern New England Golden Globes tournament on 4 consecutive Saturdays, starting on the 20th of January at noon. So that'll be every Saturday after that, which is just a really cool thing. It's a big deal.
Boxing? I'm assuming that's what they usually have at the PAL, boxing. Okay.
So
Very cool.
yeah, something different, you know, and something that also can inspire youth to be more active and you know, get off the video games.
Yes.
Instead of playing Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, I'm sure that's not what they're playing anymore.
They might
but
be.
I don't know. You can also resolve to learn new skills or adopt new hobbies, and there are plenty of chances to do that at many places, but the people that we were able to find some things going on in January, Crafty a Shop over on Anawan Street is having a ton of things going on this almost every day, really. Check out their Facebook page or our Viva events calendar for a full list, but just a few of the ones. Tie-dye t-shirts on Thursday the 11th at 6. They have a weekly teen art group, which I've actually seen them before, and it's a really lovely, it's a small group, and it's just good for teens and young adults. On Saturdays at 2:30.
Nice.
And then this one I've always wanted to try. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to make it on the 17th, but it's a book folding workshop. You know, when they fold the book into different
Book art, yes.
Yeah, that's really cool. I don't know. So I'll get to one of those, but that's at 6 p.m. on the 17th, and then mandala shells. So I'm painting mandala on shells, I would assume, at 11 a.m. on the 20th.
I bet they're making mandalas out of shells.
Oh my God.
Like small
Either
shells.
one, who
Like
knows?
small
Either
shells,
one.
yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And then there's also a paint night. It's a monthly paint night from what I've seen at the SoCo Art Labs on Globe Street on Friday the 12th at 6. And the theme is Winter Fox. Very apropos.
I love little winter
I
foxes.
do love
so
winter
cute.
foxes. Now, some people do dry January.
Some people.
Some people after the holiday season, but our friends at the Lafayette Durfee House have such a cool event coming up that will get you ready for when that's over, when you know February comes knocking. Head over to Cherry Street on the 21st from 1 to 4 for 18th century libations, and the hosts are going to share their secrets on flip, punch, possets, brewing, and rum. So I wanted to say before I move on that a flip cocktail, because I had to do some research. I needed to, you know, I need to provide information. A flip cocktail is a mixture of beer, rum, and sugar heated with a red hot iron. Sounds very
interesting.
Sounds like a lot of work, but and then a posset. This was really interesting. Totally what I learned yesterday. Check that off my list. It's apparently like eggnog without the egg. So it's a drink made of hot milk curdled with ale, wine, or something of that sort, sweetened and spiced. And there was a whole bunch more about like how the cost of milk was expensive at times, and so that's why it went into eggnog. I won't divulge anymore. You have to stop by. I will say you can hear about the recipes, and they will make some drinks in the hearth that they have there, but unfortunately they're not able to serve alcohol. So you can take the recipes home and do it on your own, but you can smell the wonderful smells and just learn some really cool things like I learned just by finding this event. So
Bring this to your next party.
I mean
people
wear
talk
little
about party tricks. Very
seriously. Now, some people resolve to be nicer, but not the people who are going to go to this event. This is the Mean Girls Burn Book Brunch at Barrett's Waterfront. They've been doing some super fun things. This is on the 13th from 10 to 1. This is, of course, for fans of the iconic movie Mean Girls. We should have worn pink today, but although it's not Wednesday. But it sounds like it will be a super fun time. Those themed drinks, Mean Girls trivia hosted by Good Thomas Entertainment, best dressed prizes, and delicious food. And there's 2 different reservation times. Trivia starts promptly at 11, so TikTok, and you have to go to their website to check out, or their Facebook page to check out like the pricing and whatnot. But I think that just sounds like such a fun opportunity to get together with like your friends and be Mean Girls.
I think that movie is a wonderful movie, and they've done all sorts of things with it, but I've never seen
Oh, I know.
a burn book brunch. That's fantastic.
I think that would be a good craft, making a burn book. Eesh, evil craft.
Well, yeah, that goes back to the be nicer part.
Yeah. Be nice. Now, if your resolution is to go to more live shows, then this is absolutely your month. I've never seen so many live music acts in Fall River, or at least being promoted. So,
yeah.
The Narrows, of course, has a jam-packed schedule. They always have something, but January is pretty big. They got Funky White Honkies, Pearly Baker, the California Guitar Trio. That's just like literally a few. Always a great time, and it's a BYOB location. So just check out thenarrowscenter.org to get tickets. And if you sign up for their e-newsletter, you can be entered to win 2 free tickets, which is always great. You always can use a little extra free in
Everyone
January.
loves
Yeah.
Great.
You can also hear live music weekly at Troy City Brewing. They have a great lineup, and Troy City, of course, is right downstairs from the Narrows on Anawan. And in addition to weekly music acts, they've got trivia night on the 11th, which I think personally we should go to, Ashley, because I already know what our team name would be. Frickin' Frack.
Oh, yeah, of course. I thought we just had a ton of useless knowledge.
I feel like I would do good. Depends.
We'll have to find out. We'll have to find out.
Oh, and then there's, depending on what your definition of live entertainment is, there's also karaoke at the Tipsy Toboggan and Canned Heat Craft Beer. Both of them are on Ferry Street. I know the Social Club Karaoke at the Tipsy Toboggan is wildly popular. It's on Wednesday nights. It's a little late for my bedtime. It's 8 o'clock it starts, but he is fantastic, DJ Dan. So definitely, get out there and have some fun with your friends. So be sure to check out our calendar, though, for more music at venues like the Liberal Club and St. John's Athletic Club. There's a bunch of stuff going on. And to end the month, over at SoCo Art Labs, again on Globe Street, a great place. If you haven't checked it out, you should take a swing by. We've got a psychic fair from 11 to 6 on the 28th, and that's perfect for those of you who want to know what 2024 has in store for you. And you can learn more about that event on their Facebook page. It'll tell you more about what you can expect and whatnot. It was a little long. I didn't want to get into it. And I'm just going to mention one last event before I turn it over to you, because you've got a ton of things going on.
You have a lot going on.
And you deserve more time. It's a screening event and a discussion that Viva Fall River will be hosting on January 24th at 5:30 p.m. at the Ignition Space, Ashley's Space. Frack Space, Ignition Space at 44 Troy Street. So last June, Viva Fall River worked with a film crew from Explore New England, which is a regional travel and tourism show that is basically centralized upon promoting outdoor tourism for families and for some of the smaller communities in New England by showcasing the outdoors, local attractions, small businesses, events, and it's just a really great opportunity, was a great opportunity for us to showcase all the recreational opportunities that we have here in Fall River, some of which those of you who live here don't even know about. I'm consistently learning about new things. Some of the things are for kids, like the Sailing Center, Watuppa Rowing Center has adult rowing classes, but there is just a lot to do for outdoor enthusiasts, and I think that we should really be shouting that from the rooftops. So I'm pleased to say that the episode aired on NESN on December 17th, but it's also available on their YouTube channel. And so I would like to extend an invitation to all of you to attend this screening event on the 24th. We're going to view the episode, and we're also going to have a really brief informal discussion. Hopefully we'll get some people from the recreational community in Fall River to talk about what the opportunities are, what we can do more for the community, and also what we can maybe look forward to for recreational tourism. So just kind of just an opportunity to get together, watch what I think is a really great episode. I'm really, really proud of it, and I think it's just really fun. And it makes the city look really beautiful, like it is. It shows it like it is.
Well, there's so much. There's so much green space.
Yep.
There's blue space within this.
Within
this city,
when you see drone shots, it's really crazy. But even on a map, there's a whole green section that people don't even think is Fall River, but it is. And so that's your city. So keep an eye out on social media. I'm going to be putting up the event page any day, and we'll also have a RSVP link on our website. But please mark your calendars and please plan to come, if only to see the new space, but also to see the episode. So I am so glad that we have ample time in this episode to really get into what Frack has going on, because you are just starting the year off gangbusters. So take it away, Ashley.
Yes, talk about, we thought it was going to be a quiet January. It is not, but like every month, Frack is having our open meeting the second Monday in January. So I hope you will join us virtually on the 8th. It starts at 5 o'clock. You will need to register to get the Zoom link to join us, and you can find that either on the Viva Fall River events page, you can find it on the Frack website, Eventbrite, social media. There's a few different places, but I hope you'll join us on the 8th for our monthly meeting. And during those meetings, just to kind of give folks an idea, what are we doing during that time? I give a few Frack updates, but we really give a good portion of that meeting time to you, the attendees, to talk about what you have going on. So I hope you'll consider joining us. But yeah, we have a lot of other things that are actually happening in person too. So you'd mentioned ignition space
Yep.
at Troy Street. So new year, new location. So the ignition space has moved from South Main Street. It is now at 44 Troy Street.
She left me, basically.
I left South Main Street, but it's great. We have a huge space now
Yes,
to work
it is.
within.
It's really, it's amazing.
And so it also provides the opportunity for two artists to have their artwork up at the same time. We have two gallery spaces
That's
essentially.
exciting.
So I hope you will consider joining us. We have our very first kind of big full opening reception happening on the 12th. So Friday the 12th from 6:30 to 9. Gretchen Rosado is a printmaking artist from the area, went to UMass Dartmouth, and she'll be having a solo exhibition, Esta Soyo, on view, and it will be on view until February 16th.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And she's really looking forward to inviting people in for the opening, and I loved her write-up about this exhibition and about the print work that she does. Really, she describes this exhibition as her love led her to Puerto Rico.
That's wonderful.
She describes herself as a strong Latina, and she has kick-ass work, and so I really hope, come see it on the 12th for the party. And if you can't make it on the 12th, Troy Street will be open consistently on Fridays in the evenings and Saturday and Sundays during the day.
Excellent.
So do come check that out.
Something nice to do, like on an afternoon. You know, got to get out of the house. And
Yeah.
It's kid friendly. You know, I wouldn't say it's kid friendly. Like we don't have like
I
slides
don't have
and
building
stuff.
blocks and slides,
No,
no.
but it's definitely like we don't turn them away.
No, it's an open space, just kind of like the space people were familiar with on South Main Street, where we hosted. My gosh, I thought, you know, from September when we did the ribbon cutting until, you know, when we closed up at the beginning of January, well over 500-600 people
Yep.
came through that space. We had at least 5 different exhibitions, we had programs, we had meetings, and all of that will continue at Troy Street.
Yep.
So come visit us.
And there's parking.
And there's parking, that's right. There's street parking and there's a parking lot
Yeah,
right at the
look at
building
that.
too.
Upgrade.
And when you're there, because it's the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday hours I mentioned, you can also visit our friends and neighbors.
That's right.
The Fall River Museum of Contemporary Art.
I know they still have their show up for a bit more.
They do. They have their show up for a bit more, and then they also actually, it might have happened by the time this airs on the Friday the 5th, they're having a We Still Believe in Santa whole music event, which looks really exciting.
You can't forget about
too.
Santa once Christmas is done. He doesn't just recede into
no,
the shadows.
he's still watching. He's still watching.
Oh, no. Don't tell me that.
So basically every week in January, FRAC has something happening. So the following week on the 18th, we both Viva Fall River and FRAC, we are welcoming the Mass Office of Travel and Tourism and members of the Mass Cultural Council here to Fall River. And again, at 44 Troy Street, starting at 4:30 that evening, we will do presentations respectively. We'll each do presentations highlighting your work in tourism and a lot of our work in arts and culture that has happened over the past year. But we encourage folks to just come and network, and these are people you want to know. And we're going to have a festive hot chocolate bar.
I mean, you know, if you don't want to come for the rest, I mean,
You
let
can
me
come
find-
for the hot chocolate.
And our other neighbors in back, Chocolate Cafe, they're sponsoring it,
They are
which is
sponsoring
really,
it,
really
yep.
nice of them. So see that, like neighbors being
Neighbors
helping
supporting
out.
neighbors. We love it. So do consider joining us. The event that I'm talking about is called Elevating Fall River, and we're going to be looking at arts, culture, and tourism, and that's on the 18th.
Yeah, it's going to be a good event.
Great event. And the week after that, because there's something every week, Gretchen Rosado will be back at the Ignition Space, and she's going to be hosting a lino cut printmaking workshop. Like working on a linoleum and with cutting tools, and you'll be inking it up and doing some prints, and that's exciting.
I didn't know this. I love lino cuts.
No, there's always new information.
I know you always have to come at me with something new.
Something new you didn't know about.
I love lino cuts.
Lino cut is great.
It's so cool because I did one. It's of Bjork. She doesn't look like Bjork, but that's okay. Anybody can do it.
Anyone.
It's super easy.
Yep.
And I even have the tools. I have my own tools at home.
It's something that is probably one of the most, I think, accessible ways to do art. Like even if you
Yes.
don't think you're a good drawer, I can only great draw stick person. They're going to look awesome when you put them into a
it's
lino
super
cut.
cool. So that's from 12 to 3 on the 21st.
It
Okay,
is.
I'm going to put
Yep.
that down. That
Yep.
is
And you
awesome.
do need to register, so
Yep.
you're going to want to visit actually Gretchen's website.
Oh, Gretchen's
so you
website.
can get to her information through FRAC's website or through FRAC's social media. There is a small fee, but it's a sliding scale.
Oh.
So we're trying to really make it
That's super nice.
for everyone to be able to come.
Don't think you can't do things after the holidays just because you spent all your money. You can.
Well, you might find that your lino cut looks really nice for a card for the next holiday season. And then you'll have
Valentine's
it
Day is
done.
also coming up.
Valentine's Day, birthday cards.
Yeah.
I happen to hand out handmade lino cut birthday cards.
You made me a birthday card.
It was lino cut. You know it. You know it. So, also happening later this month on the 23rd, which is a Tuesday, the South Coast Creative Arts Lab, which is an after-school program that FRAC started with our partners at the Narrows in Fall River Public Schools. We have done now 2 sessions of this program. It meets twice a week, and during this time, 7th and 8th graders from Fall River Public Schools get to explore visual arts and music. And so on the 23rd, we'll be having an end of session celebration as they finish their semester with us. And always a good time, and we'll have lots of pictures and everything online to share.
I thought the last one was just great. I mean, just to see the work that the kids did just in a few short months. I mean, this is the kind of thing that people always talk about, doing things for the youth. I mean, you can't just talk about it, you have to see it, you have to, and it's nice for them to see people who they don't know, like not their family, coming and supporting them. That's what's really cool. And they you know, they get a little shy, but you get them talking sometimes, and they're just so stoked that you're there and that you care about what they're doing.
Yeah, so. And really this whole program is proof that people care about them. So the way that this program has been happening is FRAC was able to secure ARPA funds from the city, and so that's what's been helping us implement it. But it really is a completely holistic program where we're really trying to, you know, these poor 7th and 8th graders, COVID, when we think about 3 years ago, how much of effect that had on them, and how we can help them become stronger, more confident young adults to be
socialize
great citizens in the future as well.
Socialize in a productive and constructive way, and really they're learning about themselves. So learning if they like art, or if they, you know, just kind of just taking that time to explore, and having that space to do that.
Yep, and snacks, and that's really important. You know, and it's really, as you know, as part of this program, not only does FRAC provide transportation, we provide arts education that I mentioned, but food. But students go home. Actually, we have the Fall River Food Bank that provides food every week for families. I did hear that.
That's wonderful.
It is, and it just shows that there is so much food insecurity that's still happening in the city. And so I want to just let folks know that FRAC is aware and that we are trying to help when we can.
Art, you know, art can't solve all the world's problems, but we can kind of, those lines intersect, and we can do things that can kind of help alleviate people's stress and needs.
Try to make bright spots in people's lives, really. So, and a bright spot, that's a good transition. A bright spot within the city that I'm very proud of is our Dad's Home mural, which is the brand new mural that you have seen on the Pearl Street parking garage that faces out towards Milliken Boulevard. We actually put together a whole documentary about that project. We had a local photographer, Lee Francois, photographing and interviewing folks, and I have a beautiful short little 13-minute film that he's created for us, and we're going to do a world premiere.
I know, we're doing a lot of premieres.
World premiere.
It's Hollywood lights on Fall River this year.
We're
doing
folks.
it. I love it.
So do come check out the premiere. We're going to be having that again, 44 Troy Street. It will be on Friday, February 9th at 5:30, and we will have popcorn. So again, another local business in Popnito, thank you very much for sponsoring free popcorn for this event. And so I know Lee will be there. Some of the mural apprentices from the project will be there as well. And so I look forward to sharing the film with all of you, and maybe hearing a little bit behind the scenes from Lee and the apprentices themselves about their experience getting that mural up on the building there. And so last but not least, what I want to mention, coming up a little bit later in February, and we'll mention it at the February TViva, but we do have more free education coming up in collaboration with Bristol Community College, and specifically Kathleen Hancock, the director of the Grimshaw Gidowitz Gallery here at Bristol. So Kathleen will be offering 4 workshops in collaboration with FRAC, and they'll be happening in person again at Troy Street.
These are cool.
And so we kick them off on February 20th. They're all in the evening starting at 5:30. And the topics, very cool topics. So they cover everything from intro to gallery management, creative strategies to bring your ideas to life, concept to installation, like I have an idea, how do I get it up on
Yeah,
the
my
wall?
God, we need that on everything. We need that from every industry, please.
Marketing, which is a topic that we should always keep talking about, even if you
Always.
think you have it down, there's always new things
Always
out there.
changing, always changing.
And new perspectives to it as well. And then the last session will be professional development, looking more at artist statements in your portfolio
that's
and
cool.
different proposals.
Really interesting. I have
Yeah.
not seen things like this before. So
A little different.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and I'm thrilled, and I know that that Kathleen and Bristol are really thrilled to continue to partner
Yes.
with FRAC and to bring this to you for free. And so the last thing that I will mention, because we'll talk about it more next month, but I wanted to let folks know that there's a new grant opportunity coming down the road for you. So Fall River Creatives, $3,000 grants will be available. Applications open February 1st.
Oh, excellent.
This is a really exciting program. We'll have more information coming out soon, but I wanted to get it on your radar that applications will be opening February 1st for new $3,000 grants for individual creatives living here in the city. We will also have more education that will be part of that program that will be open to everyone.
Like professional
Yep, so
development
we'll
and
hand out
whatnot.
10 grants, 10 $3,000
Oh, wow.
grants. And then from there, we'll have free education that will come later in the spring and summer.
Oh, this is
But the
great.
grant applications will come out first, and so FRAC is thrilled. We are doing this in collaboration with Assets for Artists,
Very
which is
cool.
a phenomenal organization that works out of Massamoka on the western side of the state. Assets for Artists has been traveling around Massachusetts and Connecticut and Rhode Island, offering programs to really help the creative sector get on track and get money in their pocket and really just get a solid foundation for themselves.
Is this the first time that they're like working in Fall River? Or,
It is the first, well,
definitely Fall
even in
River.
the South Coast, even in
wow.
the South Coast, yes. So they've done work with Holyoke and Springfield and other gateway cities really across the state, but this is the first one in the South Coast.
That's wonderful. So shining a light on the South
It
Coast
is.
because we deserve it.
It totally is.
It's our
And
year,
so
people.
It's
It's our
very
year.
exciting. It's very, and again, this is made possible because we secured ARPA money, which again is for recovery, COVID recovery, and so that's how we're able to make
Yeah.
this program possible.
That Bristol County, right? Yeah.
Bristol County ARPA money. So we're looking forward to that. So February 1, lots of dates. We threw out a lot of dates, I feel like, in this. But again, check out
Well,
our
the
website.
best way to keep up to date is by signing up for the newsletters.
That too.
Right on Viva Fall River's homepage at the bottom, you can sign up for a couple different newsletters, I think including yours
mine,
as
yep.
well. Yep. And Ashley's is monthly, mine is weekly. We also have a quarterly tourism newsletter that we're, it's not just for people outside of the region, it's for you too. It's really fun, and the next one's going to be on food. So,
Yum.
But keep an eye on Viva Fall River's calendar, the #1 events calendar in Fall River. But I really do need you guys to help me out, and you have to submit events because this month, we put out the events list on the 1st, but a lot of people hadn't put their events in yet. So I've missed a bunch on that roundup. So you've got to keep checking on the calendar because we're always updating it. Literally every day we're adding new things to it. So go to www.vivafallriver.com to the events section, check out the calendar. You can also submit and make sure you get out of the house this month and go and just check
At least
out.
come to Troy Street,
Yeah,
right?
just come to Troy Street and park in the parking lot and wait because Ashley will probably have an event
I'll
going
be
on.
in, waving you on in. Yep.
Well, that's all the time we have for now. Here's to a really happy and successful new year for all of us. And until next time, Viva Fall River.